Welcome back to another episode of Howard Hotties. Let me put that right here. Howard Hotties. And I'm your host, Lauren Taylor. And today's episode is going to be all about Howard business owners. It's Howard Hotties Hustlers. We got everybody here. We wanted to expand this segment of the show to not only just the ladies of Howard, but the men as well. Today's hustlers are Timmy Olasimbo, owner of Faces on 10, Beauty and Bliss Couture, and she's a makeup artist, influencer, and entrepreneur. We have Mylan Smith, owner of The Jack. He's the jack of all trades, hence the name. And we also have Christopher Williamson, a creative director and founder of Beloved from Now On. Zuri Godfrey, owner of Build and Brand You, first known as a man of God and an athlete and a serial entrepreneur. We also have Sanae Davis McLean. She's the owner of Sanae's Family Suites. She's a dancer, Showtime band member, and a baker. So we have a great episode for you guys today. Just keep on watching. Keep on watching. Yeah. So we can get started. And I want each of you guys just to tell me a little bit about your business and what you do. So we can start off with Chris.
All right, yeah. So what's going on, everybody? Had the pleasure of meeting Zuri and Sanea. Haven't met you, Miley, yet, but hopefully we will in the future. But yeah, my name is Christopher Winston. I'm a senior international business major from Los Angeles, California. I'm currently out here right now. And the business I run is Beloved from Now On. And it's a fashion label, about 2 years old. And I really want to focus on repersonalizing what it means to, just move with love and lead with love. And yeah, overall, the journey, the entrepreneurship journey has been very fulfilling. I can't even really explain like what it means to me when I see like people that I haven't even met that resonate with my art, who wear it with the same intention that I had making it. So yeah, I love every single step and every single up and down of this entrepreneurship journey. And yeah, hopefully I will expand more into the future.
That's nice. I like that. That's really nice. Okay, so let's move on with more clothing with Mylan.
All right, what's up, everybody? My name is Mylan Jacob. That's how I go by, and I'm a film and TV major from Kansas City, Missouri. And my name, my brand is the Jack. It stands for was derived from the term Jack of all trades. If you know me personally, I do art, films, fashion, all type of stuff. So that's where the term Jack of all trades came from. And then I took off the K and just did JAC because my middle name is Jacob, so kind of correlates with me. And then my slogan is rooted in love. That comes from the Bible scripture, Ephesians 3:14, and that's based off it just says rooted in love. I pray everything that you do is rooted in love. That's what God said. So that's what my brand is based about.
Very nice, very nice. I love that both of y'all is like messages of love and goes towards, trying to spread that type of message, which is what we need right now.
So I'm Sanea. I'm a sophomore business management major from Queens, New York. That's where I currently am right now. And my business is Sanea's Family Suites. So I kind of started really young. I started when I was 14. And it was just kind of like, a little brainstorm idea. I love being in the kitchen with my mom. So we always used to bake and just have fun during the holidays. And I kind of branched out after that and started selling to like my local community and my dance school, like which I'm really involved in. It kind of blew up from there. It's basically a baking business, but I like to call it Sanea's Family Suites because I like to have that family tie. And I always like to say my main purpose is to bring that home baked goodness, to somebody's home. And that's just the main purpose of what we strive to do. I do local pop-up shops and community events, kind of just bring other entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs like myself, to the platform through the pop-up shops and stuff. And that's basically it.
That's really nice. Okay, Zuri.
Yeah, so I'm Zuri Godfrey. I'm a senior business management major and student athlete on the football team at Howard University, of course. And I'm actually from Hampton, Virginia, so I get catch a little slander about from the Hampton Institute, but they already know what's up. And my brand, my business is Build and Brand You. And so essentially what that is a holistic branding startup. And we started in the heat of COVID March 2020, and we're focused on 3 pillars. And even before those 3 pillars, like what we want to do in our main aim is to build the brands of all humans. And so we do that through 3 pillars, and that's career identification, group mentorship, and brand development. And essentially, being that our focus and target audience is college students, we know that from a career identification standpoint, a lot of students struggle with knowing what they want to do. So we provide them workshops of career identification. And once they realize sort of what they want to do, then they would be able to have the opportunity to be in the group mentorship program that provides them development, networking, and accountability. And then the sort of last step of that journey is the brand development, and that's really where our main revenue comes from, and that's through two verticals: one, personal development, and then the second is professional development. So personal development meaning social media, mission and vision statement, curation, and really the main thing that a lot of students and non-students come to us for is our professional development. That entails resume revitalization, LinkedIn rebranding, interview prep. And yeah, we've helped a lot of people in majority HBCU, Howard folks get into the corporate world through internship and full-time offers. So yeah, that's a little bit
So
about.
is that like a virtual type of thing? Like you're hands-on that way and not really like meeting up at all? Or how does
Mhm.
it like that's how y'all interact with everybody?
Yeah, so how we interact with our clients and it is virtual, given
Mm.
given COVID, and it sort of started. It actually started on Howard's campus, where myself was just helping people in the School of Business with their LinkedIn, with their resume, helping them prepare them for interviews. And then in March, when COVID hit, a lot of people before even March was telling me to monetize it, and so I thought it
Mm.
was a great opportunity to do so. And so yeah.
Yeah, I think that is a really good idea. I haven't heard of anybody actually doing that. And like as a student yourself too, and helping other students, that's a really good business. And with the like market of clothing being oversaturated, I want to like point this question to Myla and Chris. Like, why did y'all start your business? What made you really start it in knowing that so many people are making clothes? Either one of y'all can answer first.
I'll go ahead and go first. Really, I kind of just got fed up with what I was seeing, in the stores. Uh, Most of my expression comes from clothes and shoes, and I really wanted to, you know, tell the world who I was without really talking at all. So I felt like the best way to do that was through fashion, through uh, clothing as well. And so yeah, I started about 2 years ago. I had my mom's sewing machine, and I drafted up a design, and I made a hoodie that I really loved and that I really didn't see anybody else wearing. And so with that, I just took it and ran, and yeah, just built from there. A lot of people started to kind of, like I said, resonate with my work as well. They believed in what I believed in, and then here we are today. So
Okay, that's really nice. I like that it started with your mom's sewing machine. Like that's really nice. Like you just made something that you didn't see anybody else doing. That's really like basis of creating a good business. So what about you,
yeah.
Mike? Now?
For me, my story is kind of a little bit different. So, when I was 16, that's when I first did my ever clothing piece. I'm now about to be 20, so it's been about almost 4 years. Crazy. So the first shirt I ever made was raw. I was in high school. That was the initials, and it stood for real ass women. And I did 3 different designs. It was a dark skinned girl, a brown skinned girl, and a light skinned girl. For me, like the marketing for girls spend money faster. So that's where I was going with that. So I was like, okay, let me make some t-shirts with some drawings I did. Took it to my local mall and they screen printed it for me. It wasn't the best quality, but I made a quick little 400 out of my locker in high school at 16. So that was dope. And I just did that just to do it. Really wasn't a real reason. So after that, I didn't make any clothes until the summer before Howard. I was broke. I was definitely broke, just depending on my mom, and I was about to move 18 hours away. So I was like, let me get back in my graphic design skills, come up with a design, and take it to a local screen printing company that was better quality. And I came up with Pretty Girls Go to Howard. and that transferred to Spelman, Clark. What else have I done? NCAT, Hampton. I'm trying to get back into that vibe. Yeah, I've done a whole bunch of Mizzou. I've done a whole bunch of different schools, and then that transformed into the Jack, an actual brand. So it has been a whole process, and I'm really just doing it just to have fun with it. I don't really have like an end goal. I'm just making clothes, seeing like what people like and what they don't like. See?
Makes sense. Makes sense. If y'all didn't know, me and Milo went to high school together, so I remember his
Yeah,
whole
so,
story. Him,
yeah,
everybody wearing the raw shirts. I remember all of
yeah.
that. So it's really crazy seeing how far you got now. Like
I
that's
know.
wild because everybody know about his clothes. That's really crazy.
Yeah, it's
With
crazy.
this next question, anybody can answer. I want to know, like, if y'all have any tips on how to like get people to start their business. So anybody out there thinking about starting a business, what do y'all think is the most important thing to tell them?
Yeah, I could start with that. Immediately, what comes to mind for me is, and it's sort of what has already been communicated here. It just came from a either one or two things: a problem, solving a problem, or being passionate about something. So if you're extremely a business that you're going to start, you have to be doing both of those things. It has to be one, solving a problem, and that can come in many forms. But then two, you have to be passionate about it. Because if you're not passionate about it, when you're for that first year, your business isn't profitable, it's not going to make it past that first year because you're not going to want to do it because you're not passionate about it. So just make sure that one is solving a problem, and then that two, more importantly, that you're passionate about it.
You. I'll kind of piggyback off of what Zuri said, kind of defining, working toward, you're not going to figure it out until, I would say, like maybe 2 years in, but defining your target market and who you're actually, targeting and wanting to sell to. I think that's important. And especially with the current state that the world is in now, I think social media plays a huge part in getting your business out there and growing it. So I think defining that and then being able to direct, the advertising and marketing towards those markets are important. And especially,
Yeah. I'm gonna agree with both of those statements. Especially with the 2 years in thing. The first year is definitely gonna be rough for sure. I know it was for me. Just managing school and trying to run a business, it was a lot mentally and physically because I make all my clothes myself in my apartment. So just trying to keep up with everything is really a lot. So and then that goes back to it. Zuri said with the you gotta be passionate about it because you can either give up or you can see the end of the tunnel and keep going. So that's really what keeps me going, especially with my slogan rooted in love. Everything I do is with love. So I make sure I look at the bright side. When stuff gets rough, you gotta stay positive and just push through it. And that's really the main thing I can say is perseverance.
Yeah, and then if I could add one thing,
Mhm.
I definitely say you can't ask for permission. Like, there's nobody that's gonna say, "Oh yeah, this is a good idea. Oh yeah, you should do this," because doubt is really serious and can really hamper a lot of people's ideas. So there's no need to ask like, "Should I do this?" or "I've been thinking about this." Like, if you have an idea, go for it. The worst that could happen is you back where you started, but if you start again, you're gonna start from experience. So I say if you have an idea, just put all your resources, put all you can into it, and then see what
Okay.
happens.
On Twitter, do y'all ever get like discouraged seeing people like, oh, 19, bought my new car, got a new house, bought my mama a house. Y'all ain't like
Twitter is
me.
the
Like,
worst app.
does
Yeah,
that bother y'all? Like, does that really get to y'all, or how do y'all like keep that from overcome that basically?
man, I think we all struggle with that. I would say it definitely is a bit discouraging to see someone your age kind of get what you want, but at the same time, it's all social media. You never know the full story, and
Yeah.
their life is not your life. So you just gotta just stay focused and worry about what you got in front of you. So
That's
That is definitely
exactly
key.
what I was about to say. You don't know the full story. You don't know everything that went into that, honestly, at all. So
Makes sense.
there's one thing my mom always told me, it was that comparison is the thief of joy. It's like, for real. And it's real seeing, everything's on social media nowadays. So when you scroll and then you see kind of like somebody doing kind of what you hope to do, it's kind of like you can't compare yourself because you'll never get anywhere. You'll always, hold yourself back thinking, okay, what if I did it this way? This person did it and they succeeded. So I think just kind of having that tunnel vision, but still building off the ideas of what other people are doing, because that's also a way, to build your business yourself. But kind of having that tunnel vision and understanding that, what's for you will come.
And that's definitely a good saying to have. What's for you will come to you. And with that being said, looking on social media and seeing everyone else's brands, how do you make your brand your own? Like with the entire branding thing, you want to make sure that yours is unique and that people know your stuff for being by you. So how do y'all do that?
For me personally, anytime I go somewhere, I have on my own clothes. Like, that's really becoming a problem because it be taking me forever. Because I usually make the clothes right before I go somewhere,
Oh,
and it
wow.
ends up taking
That's
me
crazy.
forever. Yeah, I never just be like, okay, I'm about to. Everything I do is freestyle. Like, I just be freestyling, and if I like it, then I replicate it. But it just takes me a long time. So, every time I post a picture, I have on a different design, and people notice that. So they be looking forward to, like, a lot of people tell me I have a lot of stuff in the archives, which I do, and they be wanting me to drop it. So that's what makes me unique, because I don't restock anything, or I just, it's always, you got to catch it. So that's what makes my brand unique.
Okay, I like that. You got to catch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think one of my main rules that I live by is intentionality. Um, it's easy to chase trends or it's easy to do what's popular, but if you don't have a real reason behind why you do what you do, you're just gonna end up like everybody else. So a lot of times when I'm in my creative mode, I think about, why am I making this? Why does the world need this? Rather than, oh, I could flip this real quick, I can get a quick buck or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
intentionality is
Yeah.
everything, because it'll take you exactly where you need to go, rather than just doing what is popular or just doing what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, and to add on to that, with social media, I feel like you can really see through people's intentions. When they start a business, literally, I think I seen a tweet. It says, "Start a business and you'll see people's true colors." That could go for like people supporting you, or that could go for you watching a person start a business and watch how they act. A lot of people
For
start
sure.
the business and they start flaunting, they start screenshotting every little message they get, or they start showing the actual money they make. And it's kind of like, what are you trying to prove? Like, what are you doing this for? Are you doing it for social media, or is this actually something that you want to do? Like, I just can't read people. I can read people and I can see through it, but it's just like, I'm trying to understand, what is your purpose of this? So
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at
yeah,
all. Especially, it's certain things like you need to keep to yourself. So you don't
exactly,
need to screenshot how many orders you got coming in and how much money you
exactly,
got coming in, because
Right.
that's unprofessional to me. And as a
right,
person trying to buy your stuff, I'm gonna look at that like, that's a little like, do I want my order out there for everybody to see and how much money I'm
exactly,
sending them? Like, I don't like
right,
that at all. So
yeah.
yeah. Okay, so next, like, do y'all have any tips for like apps and websites or tools that first time business owners should use?
One thing I use that kind of like saved my life is it's called Square app, but it kind of helps me track like the orders. It helps me make, the invoices. And that kind of sets like a standard of professionalism with the invoices and putting on, because especially with food and cakes and stuff, you have to put certain things on the invoices to make sure people know what's expected when, they receive their orders. And yeah, that's kind of helped me track my orders as well, track the revenue coming in, my expenses and stuff like that. And I think that's really, really important when starting, because if you ever want to, go after, grants to help fund your business, that's important, because that's the type of things that you have to provide. So yeah, just keeping track of every order and every cost, every expense, I think that's important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would say for me, just something very quick, and there's nothing new under the sun, and I think it kind of speaks more to the context of my business, and I would say Google Drive, honestly, for for our clients. We have calls, make them as interactive as possible. We utilize Google Calendar, Google Meet, and then also just to ensure that our client management is up to par, we use she's making sure that the data is tracked in order to improve and get to where we want to go and meet the goals that we set out from a annual standpoint, from a monthly standpoint, down to a daily standpoint. So yeah.
Since we are all students, I know Mylan had talked about this earlier, being a student and a business owner. How do y'all balance that out? How do y'all make sure y'all are paying attention in class, doing your homework, and sending your orders out?
Yeah, it's tough really balancing everything. I'll say one advantage that I do have is that since I'm concentrating in entrepreneurship, a lot of my classes overlap, and I can even use some of my class projects to improve my business. So just last semester, I had entrepreneurial marketing, and we had gone over different pricing strategies and things like that. And I was actually able to apply one of the strategies that I learned in class, like directly into the collection I had dropped, and it went pretty well. So that was a huge plus in kind of overlapping my school with my business.
Hey everybody, my name is Taniola Simbo. I am a sophomore computer information systems major from Baltimore, Maryland, and I am the CEO and founder of Faces on 10 and co-founder of Beauty and Bliss Couture. And Faces on 10 is basically just a makeup artistry business that aims to enhance the beauty in all females, skin types, and skin colors. And Beauty and Bliss Couture is an online boutique that was recently founded last year, July, and we basically just sell top trendy female fashion clothes.
Okay. But a couple questions for everybody. I wanted to know, what's your favorite Black-owned brand or Howard-owned brand? That's not your own. You gotta say somebody else's.
I'm gonna go because I feel like somebody gonna say it, but I would say Tyre's brand for real, legacy, history, pride. Like that's mad dope. The influence that he's had in and outside of the world, utilizing different influencers, them rocking the gear and the merch, and he in the school of business. I think most of us here are in the school of business too. So definitely got to go with the SOB Money Gang home team.
No, we ain't gonna do all that. We ain't gonna do all that because it's
SOC
over here.
SOC gang.
Okay, all right. All right, anybody else wanna go? What's your favorite brand?
Let's see. One second. I gotta do my research to make sure he Black. Okay, man. He Black. So my favorite brand is Fear God. Fear God definitely created by Jerry Lorenzo. Fear God is like, that's my type of vibe. Like my brand, I sell simple, throw on fits. That's what Fear God is, but there's this luxury. So like it's cozy but luxury vibes, and you could wear it, like it's expensive pieces, but you could wear that over and over and get your money. And they're high quality. So I like Pyre Moss too. Just simple brands like that. So those are my two favorites.
And the dude that did Fear God, he was HBCU alumni, right?
He is. I think he went to FAMU, or I might be mistaken.
No, I think it's FAMU.
Yeah, hands down, my favorite Black-owned brand is Pierre Moss, Kirby Jean Raymond, and his whole team. They really just blow every single show they do out the water. And I love how unapologetically Black they are. It's really refreshing to see people like us in high fashion in these spaces, and they just do not care about what anybody else has to say. Anybody who is against them, they are just disregarded, and they're solely focused on serving us and serving the people who look like them and think the same way as them. So I take a lot of my inspiration from Pierre Moss, and hopefully sometime in the future I'll get to work with Kirby and his team, because I know he has a lot of initiatives coming up to work towards little people like me. So
I have one. My favorite Black-owned brand is Juvia's Place. I don't know if you know Juvia's.
Yes, I do.
Juvia's Place is basically like a makeup cosmetics business, and it's actually founded by a Nigerian. I'm also Nigerian, so that resonates with me a lot. And especially like because in the industry, like the makeup industry, there's not a lot of, brands for darker skin or brown skin females. So definitely they have like multiple shade ranges from, lighter skin females and darker skin complexion females. So I definitely love that about Juvia's Place.
I would have to say mine is B Vision. This is girl in Kansas City. and she makes all her clothes like from scratch, and her stuff be cold, and they sell out so fast. Like I tried to get, it's like this butterfly thing. It had a butterfly on the back and 444 on it, and it was sold out. And I loved it. I loved it so much. But yeah, she's really good, and you could tell her message is real pure, and that she really likes what she does. So I like that. Okay, so since we all are Howard students, we have to have some type of debate about Howard things. So I want to know which calf y'all think is better, Annex or Blackburn? Come on, give it to me. Because some people would say Blackburn.
You say Annex? I'm sorry.
Annex
No.
is bold. Like, thank you, Timmy, because Annex
Not
really
Annex.
is not Annex.
No.
What?
I'm
What?
Team Blackburn. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm
No,
saying. I'm
right.
taking
Breakfast.
Blackburn.
I'm going with
Blackburn
Blackbird.
breakfast is untouchable.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with
Going
Black.
Blackbird.
Yes, I'm saying Annex
I'm
because,
sorry.
and I have 100% reason why. The stir fry. That's all. That's the only reason why. That's 100%.
Okay. All right.
And the
That's what
sandwiches.
everybody
And the
say.
sandwiches be better. You know they be better at Annex.
The
The
sandwiches do be
Blackburn
better.
sandwiches do not be that good. Y'all crazy.
Blackburn be going
Okay, but the food
crazy.
overall and Annex is a 0 out
Yeah,
of 10.
Annex.
I do not recommend.
Anyways,
Not
y'all
enough
not
space,
about to
too.
do this to me.
And
Because
Blackburn is more convenient. Blackburn is way more convenient.
Way more.
for y'all, for
Exactly.
everybody in Drew, anybody walking all the way across campus just to eat.
That's
I'm going
true.
down the street and I'm giving me some food for Annex.
That's
Now,
true.
and I gotta walk up that hill. Yeah, no, that's a hard no for me.
I'm weak.
Because and Soul Food Thursday way better at Annex too. Come on,
What?
what?
No.
What?
Nah.
Okay, maybe my taste buds.
Yeah,
I think I
it
know
sounded a
what
little
I'm
off.
You just ain't take enough trips up the hill, so you don't even know.
Right.
Nah,
Right.
y'all not about to clown me on my arm, so we're not doing that. Anyway, moving on. So, if anything I want to say, shout out anything, we can do that before we wrap this up. So, y'all have anything to say to the people of Howard that will be watching this?
Shout out my co-founder, Mary Koku. Yes, a
Okay.
tour.
I'm gonna shout out everybody, like all the young entrepreneurs, everybody that got a dream. Shout out everybody that's on that grind at Howard. There's so many of us, and there's really room for everybody to eat. So shout out to everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out the freshmen, because I know I couldn't even imagine being a freshman, not experiencing some of the stuff that we already talked about in person, like Soul Food Thursday, experiencing the yard when it's sunny out. So just shout out to y'all for thugging it and doing it virtual for the first year.
Thank you guys so much. This is an amazing episode. I want to thank all my guests for being here. And I also want to thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys next time. One love.